So we were previously talking about bird imagery and what are really the subjects and the topics involved, and we developed the bird imagery text outline. With that, we also came up with six key topics. The first was bird figures, which are more anthropomorphic, figures with bird characteristics, which are more zoomorphic. Number 3 is accessories, 4 symbols, 5 is birds in narratives, and 6 is birds in landscape. So we already dealt with the first 2 of these in a previous video. And so now what we really need to look at is 3 and 4. And 3 is really talking about accessories. And the accessories are not the wings on the body of the bird or the deity, but rather how are birds used as attributes, as accessories, as hand attributes. In other words, what are they holding? What are the deities holding that relate to birds? And of course, the first thing is feathers. And we find this primarily with the Bun religion. We don't find it as much with Buddhism. And where we do find it with Buddhism will be more with the Nyingma revealed treasure traditions. And occasionally we can find feathers, maybe peacock feathers, as decorating the handle of certain types of kilas or purbas. So there's different kinds of hand attributes, and sometimes deities will even be holding a bird in the hand, or the bird will be sitting on the hand. As for clothing, we have a number of different items. We have hats, where we have a hat associated with the Mahakala initiation tradition and ritual tradition, where there's a crow on the top of the hat, just kind of on the peak, crowning the hat. We also have the king of Bhutan wears a crow hat, sometimes called a raven crown. The old Lingsang Jalpo, the king of Lingsang in Tibet, he wore a peacock crowned hat. And I'm sure there's others. And we also find a large variety of feathered type hats in the Bun religion. We also find cloaks worn around the shoulders, sometimes even around the waist, of bird feathers. And then we have a large number of deities that actually ride birds. And again, this is really much more in the Bun religion, where they make use of a tremendous number of the Himalayan birds that are unique, special to the Himalayan regions in Tibet and the vast plains of the Changtang in northern Tibet. Then we also have the amulet, tokchuks. These are small little metal amulets where many of them are in the form of a bird, be it a Garuda or a Bun kyung, eagle bird. Now, as for symbols, that's number 4 in our 6 key topics. Number 4 is symbols, and one of the most important symbols that you're going to see and commonly see is the Garuda on the top of a throne back for a sculpture of a Buddha, or a painting of the Buddha or different deities. You can have the Garuda at the very top of the Torana. Then we also have the peacocks, which can be seen on the front roof of some temples, where you have a vase type structure in the middle, and then you have a peacock on either side. And this is a Vajrayana symbol. It represents Vajrayana Buddhism and the 4 initiations. The peacocks represent eating poison and turning it into beautiful plumage. Then we have the three poisons as images at the center of a wheel of life. So again, we have a bird there as well. Now, some early Buddhist texts actually call it a pigeon, whereas later Tibetan texts often refer to it as a rooster, but I really don't know where that comes from. We have pigeon as more common in India. Then we have something that's a little bit unusual. We have revealed treasure signature. Now, what this means is it means that with some revealed treasure practices where there's deities involved, so we have different types of deities. The revealer of the treasure has a signature bird. So above the deity will be an orange or green or blue, red, yellow, or white bird. And this can, not in all cases, but in quite a number of identified cases, is a signature for that treasure revealer. Now, whether or not the treasure revealer himself came up with his system or it was his students and descendants, that I'm not clear about at this time. But we have figures, very famous figures, such as Nyangro Nima Oser, who typically will have an orange Garuda flying above a revealed treasure deity that comes out of his tradition. And then for other treasure revealers will be different color. So that's it. We'll leave it there. Next we'll talk about birds in narrative and birds in landscape. So you can press like, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon, and you can make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.